Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn, Supportive Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Raish Baskin, I believe is how you say that. Could be wrong, but as long as you can see how you spell it, you can find it if you so need to. If you so need to. Okay, what do we have for Gemini? Okay, let's see how that one comes in. There's a curious card at the end. I think it's going to depend on what else matches up with it. I think this is going to be good. We have to get there first. As I usually say, I'm sure. Gotta get there first. Alright. I think this is a great moment for you, but this is going to look like it's not. But I think it really is. Insecurity with prayer. You're opening yourself up. I feel very exposed in this moment. Somebody might have called you out even, because there's enlightenment in the environment. This is actually a great thing for you. Because whatever it is that's hindering you is, boom, right there, right out there. I don't know if everybody knows, but people you don't want to know something that you don't want them to know. And it's kind of like, oh, and you can work around it, but this is kind of like, wait a minute. Before I work around this, before I try to like do damage control, maybe I'll just roll with it. I mean, it's out there. Maybe I'll just let it be out there. Maybe. Because you know what? That opens up a whole new possibility. Whole new world of possibilities are there. If it's hidden versus if it's public, different possibilities are opening up here. And possibilities I had before take a little bit different turn. And maybe this is actually really good. It's almost like this, like they got prayer there, like it's an answered prayer. Kind of like, you know what? So this doesn't hold you back anymore. We're just going to throw it out there so everybody can see it. And at first it's like, wait, what? Okay. But I feel like you're kind of like, you know what? Maybe just letting this go and not worrying about this anymore. Because if people know, I guess there's nothing to worry about. Because you know, don't have to worry about you finding out. Maybe I'll roll with it. Especially when the enlightenment isn't, I feel like it's just like people know what's going on. Okay, people know. But I'm getting wisdom comes in. Like, people are coming towards you like, you know what? I see what you're doing. And you know what? I've been there. Or, you know what? I don't blame you. Or, not everybody's a fan. I mean, don't get me wrong. Not everybody's a fan of what's going on here. But select people are coming forward and like, you know, this, that, and the other thing. This is an open door. At first, it's very uncomfortable, but I feel like you kind of like, you know what, whatever. It's out there now. Wisdom coming in is bringing you this. I don't know if I'm imagining that this is a little bit, yeah, I think so. Okay. I thought that was a little hazy, but maybe not. This is what people are bringing to you. 2, 3. And I like the progression. 2, 3. The one I feel like was the fact that you got exposed, whatever it was. 2, 3, like a progression. Something's coming forward. The 2 is like people bringing you stuff. People bringing you possibilities. I feel like people are bringing you possibilities. And the 3, like the 2, 3 is kind of like, they think they're bringing you 2 possibilities, but you're seeing more. Typical for Gemini. They're bringing you a cake and ice cream, and you're like, I'm seeing something else I can do here. I can take that ice cream, add it to this stuff over here, and make something completely different. Yes, I'm like, because you ever watch those things where, you know, they'll have these YouTube videos, and melted ice cream as an ingredient in like bread or something like that. Like, you're that one. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a box of ice cream, but I can add it to this, and then I can make bread out of it, and I'd rather have a sandwich. So, and you're that one. Like, people are like, wait, what? You're going to take ice cream and make what? You're like, yep, I'm going to do that. This is so exciting to me. I'm like, this is kind of like, you know, this isn't bad. Be aware of the rules in the environment. You see possibilities. Other people don't and are not open to it. But it's not important. In the sense of like, you don't need to tell them what you're going to do with this. Like, they bring you a box of ice cream. You're like, oh, I'll save that for later. Thank you. Meanwhile, you're going to make bread with it. That's not why they brought it. And if they found out that, they'd be upset. Like, that's not why I brought that for you. That's not what I wanted you to do with it. My gift had conditions. Or something like that. But just keep it to yourself. Gemini is good at that too. When you need to, it's funny because Gemini can keep a secret in plain sight. I know that you all do that too. Kind of like the information might be out there, but you can move it around left and right so well that people don't realize that the answer is literally right in front of them, and they just can't see it. Literally, you can hide things in plain sight. I've seen you do it. I know y'all have that talent. Let me know in the comments, of course, if you think I'm wrong, but I really think Gemini has that gift. Like, they can hide things in plain sight, and people are like, that was there the whole time, and you're like, it was there the whole time. I wasn't even hiding it. Wink, wink. Even though you kind of were, it was just right there in plain sight. You're creating something different. You're creating something different that you want. You got to keep that part to yourself, I feel, because people are not going to understand where you're going next. So you got to make it where you want it to make a difference. You got to put it where you want it to make a difference. There we go. English, give it a shot, you know. I like this. I like this a lot because creation, like, this is like where your juices really get going. Like, yeah, I got something going on here. Now, other people are going to try to figure it out. It's almost kind of like all of a sudden you have this loaf of bread and you made it from that ice cream, right? You use that as an ingredient to this bread. You don't have to tell people that. How was that ice cream? It was great. How about some bread? Would you like some bread? Would you like some? They don't need to know. They don't need to know the details. Keep that in mind. Because I'm getting it's going to match really well. Whatever you turn this into, it's going to be beautiful. And it's going to be well received, but people don't need to know the details. Going into the next section, you got the Two of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles. This might be one of those things where you're starting a new situation and you're starting to, like, maybe you're kind of like, you know what, people really like that and it was really cost effective. Maybe I'll open a shop and I'll put this in, I'll make this bread a part of my shop and I'll just keep it a secret what it actually is because it's really good and people don't understand what the ingredient is, and that was really cheap. Like, that ice cream is not really expensive and it really works well in this. Instead of it being like a bland, like, okay ice cream, I can use it for this and actually make a good profit on it. I think I'm going to keep doing that. You're making choices. This moment is like branching off into other things for you. Again, I feel like it's kind of like we're keeping a lot of this on the down low just because it's other people just don't get it. And I feel like people love you and love what you're doing, but they're really like trying to figure it out. And it's almost like they're stressed. The Ten of Wands is telling me that they really want to know, but they don't need to know. And they're going to keep getting the rewards of this situation, but they want to understand what you're doing. They don't understand what you're doing. They're trying to figure you out. They're trying to debunk you so they can do it on their own. I just don't think that's necessary here. Keep that free. That's your power moment. You don't need to share your success in that sense. I don't know. I don't know. It's how I'm feeling. At some point, the cat will be out of the bag. I'm just getting, don't just let it out on your own. Don't just give it away. Make them work for it. Because again, when people work for stuff and they put in the effort, you find out different information. When people keep hunting for it and they keep trying to find this and they keep, like, you find out more information about other things. This is a great opportunity for you because when they're trying to figure out what you're holding back, they're showing their cards. It's almost like if you're playing a card game and somebody's trying to peek at your hand, and when they tip, they kind of tip their own hand and you can see things that they're hiding. That's what's going on here. So they're stressed. They will figure out what you're doing. But don't give it away because when they're trying to, like, what do you got in your hand there? They're showing their cards. That works for you, fair trade, because it's kind of like if they're going to find out what you have, you might as well find out what they have. You can use that. I'm getting this might be a very good moment because at first, I'm feeling like this is part of this reading. Like, they're trying to say, this is going to happen, right? The cat will be out of the bag at some point. I feel like you don't really want that at the time it happens, but they're saying that's all right. Use this to your advantage like you do. Find your angle like you do. Because the releases here, like, let it go. Don't let it hold you down. It's going to bother you a little bit that people find out what you're doing for some reason, because it's kind of like once they find the ins and outs, it's almost like they're going to work around you and try to work you out of the situation, and that's annoying. But one door closes, another one opens, and this is not new to Gemini in any sense. Happens. I feel like it happens through your whole life. One door closes, another opens, except it's not just one. It's usually multiple possibilities. But anyway, when that situation has hit its moment, for example, maybe you opened a shop and you were using that ice cream bread as a really something to pull people in, you'll find other things to start. All right, that was a moment. All right, let me do something else. Let me pull something else. Let me put something else in the shop that people aren't expecting. Because that's the thing. That's like, I feel like that's the big draw and the big love affair with Gemini, is that you are full of surprises. And there are people who just love that. They just love that you have things that they're not expecting, and you have the new and the unexpected, something that may seem random. It's just like you're very exciting, and to them, that for some people that's very adventurous. Just to know you're going down a different road, that's like a way for them to live in this adventurous environment. They may not be making these decisions, but watching you doing it and going through these processes is really exciting for other people. So that's fine. Use something else to your advantage. The fact that you see other ways to do things and you try other things out, I swear that pulls people in. That's like what people really get magnetized with you for. It's kind of like, it's one of the really strong selling elements. Kind of like, wow, what is the Gemini doing today? What is the Gemini going to pull out of their hat next? What are they going to do? I feel like just accept that the cat will be out of the bag and get ready for your next situation, because it will appear. It always does. And roll with it that way. The energy just kind of went. So I guess we're done. All right. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.